So we're on to the last course, and I'm going to make a Bramley apple frangipane tart with an almond topping and some chantilly cream. I picked the Bramley apples from my garden and I made a lovely applesauce which I've sort of froze in batches last autumn. So I've got some nice Bramley apple sauce. And I get my eggs from the egg farm across the road, which is lovely because it's all local and I know that they're fresh. And I'm just starting the sweet pastry. And in here I've got a pound of plain flour, and I've got 12 ounces of butter, which I've cut into little cubes so I can rub it in easier. And I've got a little bit of salt and a little bit of caster sugar. And when I've got it to the breadcrumb stage, I'm going to add 2 egg yolks, and there's a lovely egg yolk in there, and a little bit of water just to bind it all together. So, and hopefully that will all come together. I would normally do this in a mixing machine, but it's very noisy and it's very therapeutic doing it by hand, to be quite honest. So it's all coming together now. And to get it so far, now I'm going to get my hands in there. There we go. Hopefully this will all bind together. Perfect. I'll just leave that to rest for about 5-10 minutes until we're ready to roll it out and add our toppings and frangipane almond topping to the Bramley apples. So I've left it to rest for a little while, and now I'm going to roll it out and pop it into these little dishes that are the perfect size for a portion. So you have to keep moving your pastry just to make sure it doesn't stick. Keep working it round. Get it nice even roll. Might need a little bit more flour underneath. There we go. Perfect. Don't know about you, but I quite like my pastry so I can taste it. I don't like all this really thin stuff. So I'm going to leave it at that, I think. Cut out a round. I'm going to make 2 while we're at it. Pop it in the, if you kind of put your thumbs in the middle of the pastry, drop it into the tart case, and then you can work from the centre out. And that way you don't get any air bubbles, and you get a nice covering of your case. Pop in the Bramley apple sauce from Brown Beech's trees, like this. There we go. Just smooth it out so it covers the whole of the bottom. Delicious. I put a little bit of cinnamon in with the apples when I was stewing them. There we go. Perfect. So I've creamed the butter and the sugar. Going back to my roots here, doing it all by hand. So nice and light and fluffy. And this is going to be the frangipane topping for the Bramley apples. So I'm now going to add the egg. slowly. And then we're going to add the flour and the ground almonds. And when it doesn't incorporate, I'm just going to add a little bit of flour. I think we're good now. Add a little bit of the flour before I add the rest of the eggs, because otherwise it's going to split. There we go. And we'll add the rest of the eggs now. Put that over there. Now I've got the almond essence next to me, it smells divine. These tarts I once presented to a competition. North Devon Baker of the Year I was. It was all quite embarrassing because my daughter was supposed to win the competition, but her oven refused to work that week, and so we just popped my tarts in. And yes, there we go. I ended up being North Devon Baker of the Year. Claim to fame for the first time in my life. Ground almonds going in. Just get those folded in, and a little bit of almond essence. I'm going to pipe the frangipane onto the top of the Bramley apple just to get an even mixture on the top. And then they're going to go in the oven for about 25 minutes. Just keep an eye on them. Bit of almond essence. Oops. Lovely. There we go. And this is going to go into a piping bag that I prepared earlier. Push the mixture down to the bottom, make a twist, squeeze from the top, not halfway down. It's a lot of mistake people make. So I'm going to start in the middle and just create a ring. There we go. And that's that. And then we're going to top them with a little bit of flaked almonds. And when they come out, we'll dust them with some lovely icing sugar, and they will be ready to enjoy. And that's that, and then into the oven now. So to finish off today's meal, I'm just going to put some chantilly cream into a little cup to have with our frangipane tart. I've put in some vanilla bean paste, a teaspoon, because that's a 1 bean pod, and a little bit of caster sugar. I'm just going to pour it into the ramekin dish, and then pop it on the plate with the frangipane tart. And there we have our complete dinner for the day, and I'm sure that all the recipes will be available. Janet will make them available for you, and I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration today.